Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I recently took first again in Bighead Hunters, and I was kind of showing you. I've talked about this before previously on my channel, my Bighead and silver carp thing here at the Lake Sanders Baggersea. There's my setup that I was using. Also, keynote, I did go off and fish into my own separate server, just trying to avoid all the chronic resetting that usually happens. Kind of in my head, I'm wondering if sometimes if you're just in a room, you're by yourself, there's not constant people leaving, joining, leaving, and joining. I just kind of wanted to go off in my own lobby, play myself. That is the Lake Placid mix that is up on my channel, so that was in metric there. But feel free to look around on my carp guide. My Lake Placid mix is up there. Now, what you want to do is, again, I've proved this before on live stream as well as I'm proving this right now actually in the Big Head Hunters. This is the left. It's the spawn point at the boat dock. You go to the left. I'm just kind of showing you here to drag this out to kind of show you exactly where I walked. I will show the marks later on in the round, but basically you want to spot out the entirety of this. As you can see, this is a really short cast, basically 13 meters or probably I don't know, 50 foot, somewhere in there, 40, 50 foot. It's not even that far out. As you can see, I spawned out the entirety of the full mix. Now, what can happen to you is this is definitely a high risk, high reward. I've said before here, if you're playing the Big Head Hunters, a lot of ways. You could miss really big or you can hit really big, and this time it actually hit well. As you can see, I did throw out the entire mix. It is a really short cast. I'm not there at the spawn point like I'd said in my previous video. In other words, you do not have to take your boat out and spot a mile out there, and this is just another example of this working. I did keep that shallow, 30 centimeters or around 10 to 12 inches deep. Now again, I start with an 8.0. You could do whatever hook size you want. You could go 4.0 all the way up to 10.0 if you really wanted to. But for the oversized, I kind of have a theory. Sometimes you might get an extra unique or two behind it that's not oversized, but it doesn't always work out like that. Now again, the high risk could be, number one, maybe you don't even get any carp at all. Number two, you can miss and get a bunch of silver carp. And that's happened to me before, but it is a fun way to do it. My buddy Richard Stiles actually did the same thing the other day. He just, basically all you really got to do is, I don't even really think the marks matter as much as your mix is what's making these things spawn. It's just a different way of playing Big Head Hunters. Again, this is a higher risk, high reward, but this time it paid off. Sometimes it doesn't, but every time that I've podiumed in this, it was from spotting. Again, so this is a nice 87-pound carp or 39 kilograms. I do normally, as you can see there, I went from an 8.0 down to a 4.0. Hoping to get, an extra unique behind it or an additional unique, trying to look to attract extra uniques. Sometimes it'll hit, sometimes it won't. This time I ended up just getting a couple small ones. Also, a keynote is once your first spod canister hits the water, you got approximately 15 minutes real time before your mix is going to wear off, 15 to 17 minutes, somewhere in there. So it's kind of pay attention when you first start spotting. So ideally, if you're spotting out close, like that's what I'm trying to do to save myself time. So if you spot out, like I say, a 15-minute increment. So if it takes you 6 minutes approximately to throw out your entire spod mix, you got 9 minutes to fish behind it before it wears off. Unfortunately, I didn't get an extra unique here, so this is me going to another short spot. Again, hoping to get another big head carp. Again, the gamble could be, it's basically, again, I've said this before, but it is a coin flip. In other words, you could get silver carp as well. That is the big gamble. But nonetheless, I think in this peak in particular, the scores were really low. I think the peak was horrible. And I'll kind of show you in the upcoming after I catch this fish. But I'll let the rest of this part speak for itself. Okay, a nice 46 kilogram or 102-pound big head carp. That's definitely a great keeper. Again, the hook size is up to you. You could do 6.0s, 4.0s. I do go out with a 4.0 right behind it, hoping that this is going to be, Another little payday here. Unfortunately, it did. I think this is a silver maybe that comes in behind this. Yeah. The silver carp, same thing over here. So from there, it's kind of strategy-wise what you want to do. I usually try to save myself, approximately, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes towards the end. This kind of depends on how your spotting goes. In other words, a good fail-safe is to go out and do the traditional manner. But you'll see here, this is normally what will happen to you either way. That's why in my head, I think you're better off, at least for me, and it's more fun to play it this way. As opposed to just going out with your 4-0s and just casting out with a waggler. But as you can see here, I end up getting a nice unique. Again, that's where the coin flip comes in, whether you're spotting or not. You don't know if you're going to get silver or big head. There's no real way to isolate out and get big head only. That's what makes this competition quite a bit of fun. But as you can see, a nice size silver there. That would have put me over the top. Nonetheless, here, I'm right here at the end. I'm coming down to the crunch time. I got under 2 minutes. I need one more fish to take over the pole position or the first place there. Time is running out, and I'm just in the need of any big head carp at this point. So I do have the 4-0 on. I'm trying to hop around and scamper. Again, I'm down with under a minute. And thankfully, we're in a hurry. Get this thing in here. We need to get in here. The clock is a-ticking. Please be there. Please be there. Will it be there? Nice buzzer beater. And I usually look up to the sky, to the Fishing Planet RNG guys, and say, thank you, Fishing Planet. Thank you, Fishing Planet, for that one. I love the buzzer beaters in those situations. This does a different way to play it. But again, kind of looking at the marks here, sorry. I have a lot of marks for other things as well, but those are just kind of casting marks that I just spotted out. Again, just trying to find a spot that'll work. Again, my apologies as I bumble and stumble through here. But nonetheless, just kind of showing you different spawn points where I have tried as I finally find it here, as I erased a couple of those. But again, if you're following along with what I'm saying, the marks really don't matter. And again, my buddy Richard Stiles did the same thing and got some nice carp the other day. I think took second or third in steam doing it the same way. So basically, you just kind of want to find a mark. But nonetheless, if you do need these marks, that's the one that I caught the 87 pounder on here in the Big Head Hunters. And then there's another spot right here off the boat dock. If you wanted to try that, I did get a silver there, a nice size 103-pound silver like I put up on my carp guide. And again, just kind of proof. These things are everywhere. That's broken the old myth of you have to cast out a long ways. But these things are right next to the bank. Obviously, there's a nice little rotation for you. I've put that up on my channel before. Now again, high risk, high reward, guys. You can miss on these things, get nothing but silver, and you could throw out a bunch of mix and nothing hit. So, but as you can see here, all these spots that I have, I've kind of coordinated this out. Now, I would encourage you to, maybe you got another spot that you like a little better that you can fine-tune. But again, go out there and explore this map. It's great. I hope this does help you guys out. And that's how I just took first in Big Hunt Hunters. Once again, thank you, and I hope this helps.